This video is all about concatenation in Microsoft Access. Now, concatenation in computer terms is to take two or more pieces of text and put them together into a single piece of text, kind of smush them together so that they are one. And we can sometimes take things that aren't text as well, like numbers, and squish them together and form into text. In this example, we're in the Dunder Mifflin database, and we're looking at the customers table. Now, customers have fields that are very typical of a customer table: a customer ID, last name, first name, the street address, the city, state, zip, and phone number. Okay, very standard fields. What if we wanted to print some mailing labels and send something out to our customers? Well, typically in a customer mailing label, we would have the name first and last on the same line. We would have the street address on one line, and then usually we would have the city, the state, and the zip all on the same line. Let's just focus for now on the city, state, and zip, and let's see if we can make a query where just the city, state, and zip are all produced in the same field for the second line of the address. So I'm going to create a query using the designer. We'll open the customers table. And just to see what's going on here, I'm going to add in the city, state, and zip fields and run this query. And you can see what those different fields look like. Now, there's a few ways to format this, but according to the U.S. Postal Service, the proper formatting of these is one, capitalization. We're not going to worry about that right now. But also, we take the city, we add a comma after it, and then a space, then the state, and then a couple of spaces, and then the zip code. So let's go ahead and do that format. I'm going to zoom in here on this new field so that you can see what's going on here. We'll call our new field, we'll call it address line 2. Now, concatenation, like I said, is where we take multiple pieces of text, in this case city and state and zip code, and we're going to put them into a single field, into a single piece of text. So for example, we could go and put the city, I'm going to surround them by the brackets just so we're clear on that that's a field name, and then we'll use our ampersand character, Shift 7 on our keyboard, and then we will do state, which is state ID, and then we'll do another ampersand character and zip. All right, now if we hit OK, Access is going to make its own little formatting changes here. It's added a couple of blank spaces around those ampersands, but let's run this and see what we've got. Oh, I unchecked the box. All right. So we have successfully concatenated this, but it doesn't really look like we want it to. You'll notice that there are no spaces in between and that we don't have any commas like after the city name. So let's go and add those in now. In Access, one thing we could do is we could just go and let me zoom in again. Before the zip, we could add some spaces in there. We could hit OK and then run this. You'll notice Access has already fixed it. The blank spaces that are in between don't actually make any difference. Access ignores those. And so if we want to concatenate a space between the state ID and the zip code, the zip field, we need to concatenate a space or two inside of quotation marks. So that's what I'll do, is I'll put a couple of spaces inside of quotation marks and then another ampersand character. If we hit OK and then run this, we'll now see that we've got those extra couple of spaces in between the state and the zip code. Well, now all that's left is to put a comma and a space in between the city name and the state name. We'll do that like this. We will add an ampersand and then a space, quote, comma, space, and another quote. And so now we have, in this example, we have the city, state, and zip fields, which are text, but we also are concatenating a comma and a space and a couple of other spaces. So we actually have 5 pieces of text that we are concatenating together with 4 different ampersand characters. So text concatenated with this text, concatenated with this text, concatenated with this text, concatenated with this text. All right. And now we have exactly what we needed.